Hi, my name is Carlos Saldivar and we're at the Republican Party of Bexar County, and we're doing short interviews of all the candidates in Bexar County. Today we have Michael Berlanga, who is running for Bexar County Tax Assessor Collector, correct?
Well, that's what they tell me I'm running for. Actually, I'm the only candidate that is running to be a tax protector and not a correct collector.
Hey, I like that answer. Tell us about yourself and why are you running?
Sure, gladly. Well, first of all, taxes is not a sometime campaign thing for me. I've been a CPA and a tax consultant for 40 years. So in that respect, I bring a unique experience and qualifications to a job that really shouldn't even be in office. I mean, that's the truth of the matter. Who needs a tax collector? They're going to collect the taxes one way or the other. But I think as a tax protector, a tax planner, a tax corrector, I can be a voice, not just to make sure that the office runs efficiently, but to be a voice with Governor Abbott to reducing the tax burden on everyone.
So you gave me some of your qualifications. Think about other qualifications that really put you on top of your game for this.
Well, specifically, as a Republican, I've been more active than any other one. First, starting the No Mas Uresti campaign when I campaigned against Senator Carlos Uresti at the time, who currently is not holding office, nor is his brother Tomas. Mm-hmm. So having that as my starting point in the Republican Party, to find myself 8 years later running against Albert Uresti for tax collector, I'm blessed to say that I'm the only licensed CPA, I'm the only licensed real estate broker. I've been active in Republican politics in many ways. On the board for the Bexar County Republican Club that meets at Luby's every month. I was the head of the campaign candidate school that we had the largest attended audience of any in the 35 schools that were held in coordination with Leadership Institute and the Republican Party of Texas. So I've got my Republican roots. I've got the blessing that the Governor Abbott endorsed me when I ran for state rep, and I did not ask for the endorsement, but I was blessed that he took the initiative to come to me. Right to Life also came and knocked on my door, and I said it's real simple. As president of the Christian Chamber, we like to say life begins at conception. And when you talk about life beginning at conception, we also recognize that adoption is the option. It is capital T-H-E-E option. It's God's option, and we don't apologize for our social conservative values. And when I don't, then I don't become a fan of the media.
Amen. I agree with that a lot.
I thought I would speak to you.
Give me 3 bullet points of issues that most concern you in this race.
The one that most concerns me as the fair son of a Mexican immigrant is that for 50 years, the state of Texas has abdicated its responsibility to truly end Robin Hood. There's the system of taking money from the rich and giving it to the poor, allegedly to even out the playing field for public school funding. And it is in our Constitution that we're supposed to fund public education efficiently. So my second point about that is that not only is our system wealth discriminatory, it is also inefficient, which makes it unconstitutional. We do not fund public education efficiently when we have 1,250 school districts for only 254 counties, and worse, for only 150 state representatives. So if we only have 150 state representatives and we see it fit to not increase the number of representatives, even though we've grown by 12 million citizens in the last 18 years, why is it that we continue to have 1,250 school districts? The schools are relying on funding from the state of Texas. If I put the clock up here from 12 o'clock to 7 o'clock, that's how much of the state budget goes to education. But yet, even though we fund it 55%, we allow these school districts to refer to themselves as independent. I would hardly call a school district independent when it looks so much to the state for its funding. I'd rather have them call them codependent, and I'd rather see somebody lobby the legislature in an elected capacity to say, when are we going to restructure and throw out this system? 1,250 school districts versus 150 state reps, when we could have 150 school districts, eliminate 90% of the administration and put that money in the classroom. Because when I was 14 and I had to choose between Edison High School or Central Catholic, I can assure you I made that school choice because
I like that. Cut some bureaucracy and save some money. I love that. So give me 1 to 2 examples of conservative values on your top list that you have defended.
Well, the conservative values we've defended as president of the Christian Chamber is being a voice and an advocate for doing more than what has been said to raise concerns about, by way of example, our concern for the unborn, as much as we're still have to be concerned with the foster children. You know, we have to be as concerned with school choice, not only in defense of our religious freedom, and perhaps give more of those parents who want to send their children to private schools like the ones I attended, but also give them a greater awareness that the charter schools and the homeschools are reducing the burden on public schools, and the response from the public schools is not acceptable. It's not acceptable that we still rank as one of the worst states in the nation in terms of academic achievement. And that's measured by SAT and ACT scores. But lastly, I would say that the burden of issues in the city most recently with the homeless is not to distinguish the homeless from the vagrants, and not to distinguish affordable housing, which is intended to give the city more responsibility and more authority over helping people perpetuate being tenants, when in fact what they should be doing is talking about making home ownership more affordable. Not taxing us out of our homes, not reducing the seniors to people who can't even afford to rent their homes from the government because of the burdening taxes, or allowing tenants to believe that they're not paying taxes because they're paying rent. The reality is they're paying taxes through their rent. And if I could lobby for one educational theme, it would be renting could be hazardous to your wealth, just like smoking is hazardous to your health.
And also, stay away from the elderly. Do not tax them to death.
That's right, don't tax them to death. And my mother lived to be 100 years old, and I would say that when I talk to the elderly, that's the constant comment is, please can you help be a voice to reduce the burden of property taxes, and the largest property tax that we pay is school tax. And that's just one of several points. We can talk more about it, but if they go to voteberlanga.com, they'll get a chance to know more about me, how to reach me, how to add to the momentum of the conversation, because the conversation is not going to go away.
So with this, we'll be wrapping up, but we do want to put your link on the comments below. Sure. Make sure you check out more information about Michael Berlanga, and we'll see you next interview. Thanks very much.
Thank you.